have really been struggling to post on YouTube. Not gonna lie. And it's not even because I didn't have the time or anything. It's mainly because I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what my purpose is, so I've been struggling to figure out what my purpose is, and so I can align whatever I post on YouTube with my purpose, so that I'm not. That's why. Yeah. Really been struggling because instead of trying to sit still and really find out what I want, then I've just been distracting myself for the last 2 weeks. But recently just got a job and flew out of state, out of all my surroundings where I was getting distracted. And now I have nothing but time. Not really. But I have a lot of time to myself where I'm no longer around any distractions. So I can fully focus on doing nothing and figuring out what I want to do with my life. And that's kind of what I did today, because I didn't really do any work today. I just sat and thought. I didn't really get that far, though, because mainly since I've been distracting myself from getting down to it, then I've mainly just been sorting out my thoughts. I don't even know where I was gonna go with this. Yeah, I did have like a purpose with YouTube. And that's why I started and I was able to stay consistent. But my whole purpose has changed because my purpose used to be tied to other people and not really what I wanted in some ways. I don't know. I think it's okay to have your purpose tied to other people. But I guess I don't really know where the line is. Because it's like, my purpose was like completely tied to them. So now that I've kind of left to do my own thing for a little bit, I don't have a purpose, or it's not defined yet, because it was always like tied to them in some ways. I think you want to have your own purpose and you can tie people to that, but it shouldn't be I don't know how to explain it. Like, you don't, Oh, my phone just died. But what I was saying is, I think it's kind of like getting into a relationship. You need to be able to love yourself before you can come together and love another person and all this stuff. I don't know how relationships work. Clearly not an expert there. But if you don't know how to love yourself and take care of yourself, then first of all, you're not going to be able to know how to do that for someone else. I don't know how that ties to purpose, but second, you're going to end up depending on them for that love instead of having that fulfillment come from yourself. So when they're not able to provide that, then it's not healthy. But I think that's kind of how it was with purpose. Like if you're depending on other people for your purpose, or if your purpose is anything of this world, or if your purpose is not tied to something that cannot change, then if that changes, your purpose changes and now you're lost. That's kind of what happened with me. So right now, I kind of know what I want, but it's very unclear and it's not clearly tied to something much greater that cannot change. So I'm just working on figuring that out. Once I get clear, I'm gonna spend all of tomorrow just trying not to distract myself and really trying to get clear on that, because it has been like just trying to get clear on the vision for my life and understand what I need to focus on right now, because I'm never going to be able to fully map out my life for the next 15 years, but I want to get an idea of what I want to do for the rest of this year at the very least, and then how that's going to build the foundation for the rest of my life. So right now, I think my purpose right now is to build the foundation for a successful life, for a successful marriage, for all these things. But I'm kind of struggling to picture the end goal. And if I don't know the end goal, then how am I supposed to know what that foundation is for that end goal? Like, I need to understand and be able to see it somewhat clearly, what that end goal is. And I really struggle with that because I've now realized from reading this book, it's called The Wisdom of the Enneagram. It's a really good book. It helps you understand where you're at in your life. So like, I don't know where I'm at or where I want to go. But if you are trying to go somewhere. Let's say you're on Google Maps. You need where you're trying to go. I don't have that, but you need where you're trying to go. If you have where you're trying to go, you still need more. You need to know where you're at so that you can plan a route to get to where you want to go. And the Wisdom of the Enneagram book, it really helps you understand where exactly you are at so that you can get to where you want to go. So yeah, right now, just trying to get more clear on where I'm at and where I want to go. And then I'll have a better understanding of how often I'm going to post and what I'm going to post about. And I'm going to get a lot clearer on a lot of things. And I'm super excited because this last month, or this last this last like 3 weeks, I've just been so like I've completely fallen into a rut. And I'm just now starting to come out of that. So super pumped to get back in the grind and build from a way stronger base so that when anything changes or anything happens in my life, I won't fall into a rut. That's my main goal right now, is to build my house on rock instead of on some sand or in the marsh or whatever I've been doing. But I'm actually so grateful for this last year. I've learned so much lessons of what not to do, mainly, but also a lot of like stuff on what is good to do. But I've learned so much more about myself and like where I fall into those ruts and how that happens, and I've just starting to become so much more aware of myself. And that book is really helping with that. There was something in that book I was going to talk about. My eye contact, freaking bugging me. Oh, man. It's right there. There was a thought right there. I guess I'll just end this video because it's getting pretty late. Peace.